Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ntwaniengomane. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to this video, welcome back to this channel. I hope you guys are well. I am doing good. I'm recording this video on a Saturday morning. I'm about to head out literally in an hour, but I just thought I should record this video because I haven't been very consistent, so I needed to put something out today, and this was just the perfect thing to talk about because it is the reason why I haven't been as consistent lately. Before we get onto the video, I just want to applaud you guys to please consider subscribing. Guys, I know how hard it is to subscribe to a channel after watching a video, because I know with myself, like, I do watch content online and I haven't subscribed. I don't know why we are stingy with the subscription button, because I know I am too. So it's not just you guys, I know I am too, but I don't know why. Like, why is it so hard for us to click subscribe? Because we do watch the content, because in some way or form the content contributes to our lives or informs us or entertains us, but we don't click the subscribe button. Like, I don't know why we are so stingy with the subscribe button, especially because it is really free. Like, it doesn't take anything away from you. So if you're watching this video, please click subscribe. It is completely free, you guys, and it doesn't really take anything away from you other than you showing support for the creator whose content you are watching. So please, if you're watching this, just take a moment, click subscribe. It really does help us get exposed to other people and pushes our content out there. But yeah, thank you so much if you have subscribed. If you have not already, please do consider that. So yeah guys, I just want to say, like, please show grace to your audit managers, right? Please show grace to your audit managers. We are going through the ultimate most. But let me give you the story. So when I moved into the UK last year, I came in as an audit senior, which is the level where a lot of people, South Africans for that matter, would come to the UK through, right? Unless you were a manager. So I moved as an audit senior, and then a few months after that, I got promoted. I don't know if I ever mentioned this on the channel, but anyway, a few months later, I got promoted still last year into an AM role, right? But if you're in audit, you know that when you move from one role to another, because there's a planning board which shows what clients you were supposed to work on, you still need to complete those clients, right? So before I could move into the new role, I needed to still complete my clients on which I was booked until they were done. So that took about, I think, 4 to 6 months or so for me to complete that planning board. And then I only started the actual responsibilities of an AM in April this year, right? So in April, when I started, it was very chilled. Like, you know, when you just moved into a new role, like, there's not much to do. They're still trying to give you, like, you're still doing trainings, they're still trying to put your portfolio together, they're still trying to get clients from this manager, like, just reshuffle the whole portfolio thing. So it wasn't busy. Like, I had a lot of time on my hands. I remember I even went to South Africa at some point because it was just not busy and I could take leave. That was in April, and I think a little bit of May as well, right? June came along. It started to get a bit busy, and I had this one client in my portfolio that was a multinational a client headquartered in the States, but we were the regional group auditors for the Europe, the Asia, and the Africa entities. So I remember at some point we had an entity sitting in Israel, we had an entity sitting in China, we had a lot of entities sitting in Europe that we had to consolidate and do all of that group instructions before we can report to the ultimate group auditor sitting in the States. So that's just like to give you like an idea of the types of clients that I had. I also have quite a lot of AQR in scope clients or listed clients. So that's just to give you an idea of what this portfolio really looked like. It was a lot of big entities, and as a result, I then had so much more responsibility as an AM than the average AM on a job. So you could almost say like I was audit manager, or I am audit manager in these jobs, because my clients are quite big, so there's a lot more responsibility. Cool. So that was June, right? So June, July, August, we're now sitting in August, and yo guys, I have, like, my life has changed so much. Maybe my life is a bit too dramatic, but my week to week activities have changed so much ever since I started, or ever since I started getting busy with this new role. Like, I used to be the kind of person who would knock off at 5:30. Like 5:30 I was done. I was always of the mentality that, you know what, like, a job is a job. Like, it doesn't end. The work will never finish. There will always be tomorrow, and that's why we work Monday to Friday. Like, there's no need for me to work after hours. But now I find myself working until 6. At some point I was working until 6 p.m, and then it started being until 7 p.m, and then it started just me taking a break to go have dinner and then come back. So it's been, yeah, it's just, I've just started working later and later and later during the week, and I've also realized that I've started working on the weekends. Even my friends like to say, oh my god, we can't believe you're online on a Saturday, we can't believe you're online on a Sunday. Like, I've started becoming that person who works during the week after hours, who works on Saturdays, who works on Sundays. And it's not even like compulsory you have to work. It's just my brain, most of the time I find myself saying, well, if you just do this one thing today, then it will ease the pressure during the week. And then I just fall into that, into that cycle where on a Sunday afternoon, that chill time on a Sunday, when you're like chilling, you're watching vlogs, you're watching this video. I am probably sitting there still watching the vlogs and the videos, but I am probably doing something on my laptop. So that's how, like, things have changed. And just looking at how it is now on this manager side of the audit, is that it's so different to what I used to think managers do when I was still a trainee and before I came into this role. I used to think, oh my gosh, audit managers have it easy. They control their time. They come to the office whenever they want to, whenever they feel like it. They always want catch-ups. Like, what is up with that? There is no need for us to have a catch-up every day or every week. And I always used to think, like, oh my gosh, they're so stingy with the code. Like, why can't I charge overtime? And look, for me, I always encourage people, even on my teams, to charge overtime. Like, if you worked the time, you need to charge it, because best believe audit firms would never do an audit for free. So why are we giving our time for free? So I do encourage my team members to obviously charge the time. But now, being in the manager role, it's a completely different perspective. It's a completely different point of view. And I just want to say, like, it's not as easy as ABC. It's not as easy as you guys see it, being audit manager. Yes, we have some form of control over our time. Like, I can decide I'm going in after lunch today, or I can decide on a Friday that I want to knock off at 3:30 or whatever. It's all about time management. So on the manager side of things, right, obviously you're not on the planning board anymore. So you're not doing like a specific section in the audit that you are just responsible to, which is what we used to do in articles, and maybe as audit senior, where you just have this revenue section that you're just worried about that, and as soon as you sort that out, then you're done. But at a manager level, I have client A, client B, client C, client D, partner A, B, C, D. That the file is going on, the teams are going on, everyone, the machine is running, right? And I have to make sure that everyone is okay. Like, the junior on that job needs a consult, they contact me. The partner on the job wants a report drafted with something, they come to me. The client on that file has an issue with a reporting irregularity or some sort of disclosure that they're not sure about, they come to me. When you want to ask for leave and you are stuck, your accruals are not working, you come to me. So do you understand that in my day I am dealing with 4 different types of teams, 4 different types of partners, 4 different types of clients, personalities. I have my own work, I have meetings that I also have to attend. So guys, on the point of catch-ups, right? I know we feel like managers always want catch-ups, but trust me, if I don't make time to catch up with team A, B, C, D in the week, I have no idea what is going on in those files. Like, there is no way for me to know what is happening in the file. Where are the problem areas? Where are we having delays with the client? Where are the potential issues that could cause delays in signing this audit? Where are the potential issues that the client is not accounting for correctly in the financials? For me to know all of that, I need to have a catch up with you, because I'm not directly on the detail in the file every day. And so I have realized that yes, I hated catch-ups as a trainee, but now catch-ups are the best possible thing I have to fully understanding what is going on in the audit. Because if I don't know what's going on, it becomes a risk, because you guys can do the job as you guys think is correct, but it might not be. And if the partner comes and say, hey, so how far is this audit? I have no idea if we're not doing catch-ups. And the reason why I do catch-ups is because it's not just your team that is doing the work. I have 3 other teams that are working on other files. So I probably in my calendar have a catch-up for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to accommodate all the 4 teams in a week. Do you get what I'm saying? And then on the issue of charging time, all right, I don't know if you guys know, right? But a lot of people, I've heard a lot of complaints from trainees that, managers don't want us to charge the code even when I've worked the overtime and everything. And like I said, I am for people charging time, because audit firms would never do an audit for free, and so we shouldn't be offering our time for free either. But on the issue of charging time from a manager's perspective, I don't know if you guys know, but managers performance is based on recovery, and recovery is just a ratio between the cost of delivering an audit and the fee that we charge from that audit. So if the cost of delivering the audit is high such that the fee cannot cover that cost, that means the recovery on that job is low. And recovery is a KPI for the manager's performance, like I've said. So if we have a low recovery, basically that means I did not manage the costs well enough on this job. And that becomes an indicator of my performance as a manager. So I fully understand managers that, try to, or like managers that are cautious of you charging the code. I fully get it. But like I say, I don't condone people working for free. So for me, I'm happy for you to charge overtime, right? I'm happy for you to charge overtime, as long as you can show that you have been efficient in that overtime. And I think that is where we tend to struggle a lot, because somebody feels like, well, if I spend 3 hours after work trying to do this thing, I should charge the 3 hours. But my argument is, were you effective in that 3 hours? Is the work that you can show for the 3 hours? If there is, happy, charge the time. But if there isn't, so yeah, my perspective has changed with regards to that. But I must say that it's such an eye-opener, like being on the other side, doing the billing to the client, seeing how the client actually pays the fee. Yeah, it's so different. And then on the issue of coming to the office, oh my god, I even posted on my WhatsApp the other day, and I was like, I can't believe I've become the manager who tells my trainees to come to the office. Because I used to be that person who would think, oh my goodness, there is no need, like there is nothing we cannot do via Teams. Like, why do I need to come to the office? Like, can't we just have a Teams call and get this out of the way? But since moving into this new role, or on the other side, I've realized that there is so much value in us sitting together as a team and doing the audit. Number one, it's so much easier for juniors to ask you a question if they can see you than for them to gather up their strength, think about the question. That is this a stupid question? Does this question make sense? And then type it up on Teams. And then it takes you 3 hours to reply because I'm busy with other things. I have calls, I have many other things that are going on. By the time the answer gets back to them, it's 5:30. Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like it's so much easier to pass on knowledge within the team when we're sitting together. Because it's so much easier for me to just sit you down and explain this accrual to you than for me to find time in my calendar to schedule a call and then have that and then say, oh, go to the client and ask them. And then it takes 2 days for the client to come back. Like, guys, I'm sorry, but it's just so much easier if you just come to the office. Please just come to the office. Okay, I'm sorry, but just that one day. One thing I don't condone though is for managers who tell their teams to come to the office and then they don't show up. That I have a problem with. Even as an AM myself, if a manager says, hey, please come to the office tomorrow so we can go through 1, 2, 3, and then they don't pitch up, I get frustrated. Because for me, it's if you're not ask people to come to the office, at least like show up, like be at the example. You know what I mean? Like show up as well and come to the office with the team. So for me, if I ask you to come to the office, best believe I'm going to be there too. So those are just like some of the things, guys, that I've had such a different perspective now being, let's call it manager or AM, that is just so different. Like it's not as rosy as just having, not being able to tick and bash, because yes, I don't tick and bash, but I have so much more to manage than just the revenue section that you would focus on as a trainee. I have so much more to think about other than, where are the misstatements on this specific file. Like for me, the risk goes beyond a file. It's about managing the different audits that are going on, and most of the time going on at the same time. So it's a lot of juggling, it's a lot of prioritizing, it's a lot of relationship building as well with the client. Because have you guys noticed how, let's say you're a trainee, you're the senior on the job, and then you email the client and say, hey, the team is about to roll off, can we please have 1, 2, 3? And then the client mises you, and you follow up, they mise you, you follow up, they mise you. But then if I then send the email and be like, hey, the team is about exactly the same thing you said, they're probably going to reply to me, right? And I realized that it's because of the relationship building at that level, where they have a lot more respect for the audit manager than they do for the senior, the junior, which I don't know. But I've also realized that clients are more responsive when something is coming from a manager than when it's coming from a senior or a junior on the team. So yeah, those are some of the things that I've started to realize. It's quite an interesting change in perspective, and I feel like, yo guys, I always say, like, don't judge a situation you've never been in. Like, audit managers are going through a lot. Audit managers need grace, guys. Show them grace. Have you ever logged on a Sunday or just trying to use your laptop for something else, and then you see your manager is online? It's not it's not by choice. They're just trying to ease the pressure during the week, because amongst all of those catch-ups that you want to have, amongst all of those consults that you guys want to have, the partner wants this, the client wants this, I still need to make time to review your work. I still need to make time to review your work. And now I get why managers review work late, because we just don't have the time. Guys, the point of this video is just to show your audit managers some grace. Please appreciate them. They are going through a lot, they are managing a lot, and they are really also want to make an impact on you as the junior or as the senior, like coach you and help you, give you feedback and all of those things. Like, it's such a different perspective, and I just thought I should share this with you guys because of course it's part of my career journey. But yeah, comment down below and let me know some of the misconceptions that you have about audit managers, and maybe we will address this in the next video. You know, let's talk about these things. Now that I'm on the other side, I have much more introspection and a different perspective. So let me know what your thoughts are. Some things you don't understand about audit managers, like why do you do this, you know? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it brought a bit of light, it shed a bit of light. And if you're an audit manager, girl, guy, I wish you luck. I am putting out positive energy for you. All the best and signing those files. And yeah, thank you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed, again, please, it is absolutely free. I know it's hard to subscribe, I know it's hard to click the button, but it's so free and it would support me on this channel. Thank you so much already if you have. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.